Welcome to the Solemn Vanguard channel. Today we are doing a Nightrose deck profile. Also, you can get this beautiful Nightrose playmat at the link in the description. Starting off, we have these 4 original grade 3 Nightroses. You always want to be riding her. Main reason, her GB2 skill is so potent. She can set up the Cannoneer plays, she can set up the Grenade double unflip. She can even bring something back if you say, hey, I need some interceptors next turn, whatever. She can bring back so much. Apart from that, her first skill gives +2 regardless if the unit is hollow, so this way you can make your King Serpent a 10k, and that's very important on your first stride gouache. I run 2 of the other Nightrose primarily because I really like the loop combo where you do like 10 or 11 attacks in one turn. That's why I still run 2. Some people are cutting it down to 1. I get why, but I want access to that loop from time to time. 1 Whale because he's a gigantic beatstick, so solid, especially on those ridiculous loops. You eventually end with this guy, go for 31k or something ridiculous and just ends the game right there. 1 Nightstorm because he enables attacks just like Negrobone, very important in this deck. 3 Negro Lazy. He sets up a lot of combos. He also sets up an easy Cannoneer or Mick play depending on what you need. So in your opponent's turn you would do a combo where you kill him off, get him back, call something else and then get some plays. I could do a combo video if you're interested in that. 3 Cannoneer because draw and destruction and the defensive Cannoneer play is very solid. 2 King Serpent because you need the soul, especially with gouache, as long as we don't have the new Nightrose stride. 2 Rook, solid beatstick. I'm not running poker for now because this deck is kind of made for the post-Zoo Booster meta where we don't see as much chaos as we will see post-Star Galaxy. 4 Stride Fodder. Considering I'm running 8 grade 3s, this way I will always get access to my correct Nightrose because I will always have some kind of grade 3, whether it's the right one or not. And then this, search out the correct one, very solid. 3 Unflip PG. For now, we still need the soul for gouache, so I don't want to run Seawall Banshee. Once we get her, this beauty, we will be switching to the Nitro Stride, and then I could run Seawall Banshee, which costs a soul and then recycles herself. 1 Gust Jin, because there's a combo where you can actually call him back from drop zone to guard zone, and that way have a quote-unquote free PG. You still have to pay for it, but you don't have to call it from hand, and that's very valuable, especially against Dragstrider, Luard, and stuff like that. 4 Negrobone, because he enables so many attacks. He's probably the best card in the deck. Without him, Nightrose wouldn't be much. And 1 Bale basically makes your Negrobone free or your Negro Lily free. He just makes stuff free, and there aren't many other solid grade 1s anyway. 2 Chappie sets up your drop zone. You can find anything from your deck, put it into the drop zone when guarding with this. Early on, I will often use this to get my King Serpent into the drop because it's so important. And if King Serpent is already there, I can simply get something else. There are so many targets, especially when you run 8 grade 3s. You're usually missing at least one of them if you already have all your grade 2s, and that way you basically have your whole toolbox set up from the get-go. 4 Banshee, you always want her for soul and also draw. And if you're going up against a deck where you will need a lot of resources, in the early game you could push them in and then on first stride blast them out, call them back, start drawing a lot, and that way set up your hand. For this one, kind of the same idea, just not as fast, not as consistent as the Banshee, but still pretty solid. Gives you soul, you can call it back if you need it, draw some more, plus 1 Mick. Best ghosty ever. Gives 10k, makes small stuff, big beatsticks, always very nice. 3 of her for if you want to make Grenache hollowed or plus even more. I understand why you would want to run crits over this, but I honestly prefer the stance. 4 of this heal and 1 Grenache. He just unflips so much, it's ridiculous how much he sets up. We can go through 4 counterblast in a turn and then get it all back because of him. Then for stride, also fancy sleeves, but the playmat is fancier. Link in the description. 4 gouache. Best stride in the deck, basically. Sets up so much. It's a great first stride and doesn't force you to use a lot of counterblast with Negro Lazy to fill field. This one will fill the field for you, and that way you have counterblast for your Negrobone plays. 2 Dragood. He will probably go down to 1 once we get the new Nitro stride. Field Disruption can be handy, but given this current meta, I actually don't go into him that often. 2 Songer. He's part of the 11 attack loop, and he also just creates big numbers. He doesn't really need for you to have an insanely big perfect field. He will just create a giant beatstick for you. 1 Pirate Ship. I'm actually considering running 2 because he's so good and we reach it so fast. He basically finishes the game off, and so I might run 2. 1 Obadiah for if everything is going wrong, then he at least sets up your drop zone. 1 Seabreeze, 1 of her. If I'm running poker, I will probably replace her or her once to run the ditch and draw Cray Elemental. 2 Negro Lily, but as I said, I will probably replace 1 for a ditch and draw. And then 2 Negro Mora, such a great G guard. 41k guard, lets you recycle Chappie the Ghosty from drop, and also gives you that play where you have a free PG, basically from drop to guard zone. If I didn't put Megiddo in my Tavas deck, I would probably put it in here as well. So I would probably switch this for a Megiddo. Regardless, it's not very important. Pirate Ship is better in every way and you don't really need Megiddo to finish games. Regardless, I'm very interested in making a combo video for this deck, so if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the Solemn Vanguard channel for more and click that bell button to stay up to date. I will see you soon. Ciao.